former EPA leaders sound alarm on Zeldin's proposed rollbacks. Millions at risk asterisk. 3 former Environmental Protection Agency, EPA leaders, including 2 Republicans, have issued a stark warning regarding proposed rollbacks by EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, claiming these changes pose a grave threat to the health and well-being of millions of Americans. Their statement, released Friday, paints a grim picture of the potential consequences, arguing that the proposed alterations fundamentally undermine the EPA's core mission: the protection of both the environment and public health. The former agency heads, whose collective experience spans decades of environmental policy and regulation, expressed profound dismay at the sheer scale and scope of the proposed changes. They highlight a specific instance, the attempted reversal of a critical environmental finding, as a particularly egregious example of the administration's disregard for established environmental protections. This, they contend, is not an isolated incident, but rather a pattern indicative of a broader, systemic dismantling of vital environmental safeguards. The proposed rollbacks, according to the former leaders, are not merely technical adjustments. They represent a radical departure from decades of established policy and scientific consensus. The potential ramifications are far-reaching and deeply concerning. They argue, encompassing significant and potentially irreversible damage to the environment, serious public health risks, and considerable economic repercussions. They use the term severe harms repeatedly to underscore the gravity of the situation, painting a picture of a nation facing increased pollution, heightened health risks, and economic instability as a direct result of these proposed policy shifts. The former leader's statement directly challenges the administration's claims of balancing environmental protection with economic growth. They contend that the proposed rollbacks represent a false dichotomy, arguing that genuine economic progress cannot be achieved at the expense of environmental sustainability and public health. Instead, they advocate for a balanced approach that prioritizes both environmental stewardship and economic prosperity. In response to the criticism, EPA spokesperson Molly Vasiliu issued a statement asserting that the Trump administration's approach advances both conservation and economic growth. This counter-narrative, however, fails to address the specific concerns raised by the former EPA leaders regarding the potential for severe harms resulting from the proposed rollbacks. The stark contrast between the former leaders' warnings and the administration's optimistic assessment underscores the deep divisions and significant stakes surrounding these crucial environmental policy decisions. The debate promises to intensify, with the long-term consequences for the environment, public health, and the nation's economy hanging in the balance. The former leader's statement serves as a powerful call to action, urging policymakers and the public to carefully consider the profound implications of these proposed changes before it's too late. The coming weeks and months will be critical in determining the future of environmental protection in the United States.